going on, guys? JSGC here, back again for another Manchester City video, where today I'm going to be doing my match review, match reaction and match analysis of Manchester City's 3-1 win over Plymouth Argyle in the FA Cup 5th round, which has sent Manchester City through to the FA Cup quarter-final. So before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. It's free to subscribe. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the video. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And finally, I want to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Kitbag, who have extended their great deal where you guys can go and check out the Manchester City away shirt for the 2024-2025 season, so this current season, which is available for only £30. Links and details, they are in the description. Do go and check it out. £30 though, a wonderful deal. So if you are interested, do go and check it out, and make sure you use my link in the description, as that does help to support the future content created here on my channel. So my thoughts then from this game: 11 changes for Manchester City. It's a heck of a lot of changes, but I did say in my preview that this was City's final opportunity of the season to be able to fully rotate our team and try and keep our players as fresh as possible as we transition away from playing every 3 to 4 days to playing once a week. What we wanted out of this game was to go through and come out injury-free, and it was concerning me because Plymouth are a very physical side. They don't have all of the pace and pressing abilities that you see from some of the naturally running Premier League teams that you get, some of the best teams in the Premier League, the likes of what Aston Villa can do, even the likes of Bournemouth, who have been very good at that, Brighton, these high-pressing, high-energy teams that can cause a lot of problems. That wasn't going to be the case with Plymouth. It was always going to be a bit of a ding-dong battle. They're going to sit deep, they're going to make space very limited for Manchester City, and we're going to struggle to create opportunities. So when opportunities do come about, we've got to be clinical. We're going to have a lot of shots, a lot of them are going to be off target, a lot of them are going to be blocked, and it's going to be quite ugly unless Manchester City can find a way to score an early goal. Well, we weren't at our creative best. We didn't do very well in terms of our creative ability, and being clinical in front of goal was pretty poor in that first half. Opportunities were few and far between. Was having the shots, was having the opportunities. Keeper were making a good few saves, and there was some good blocks coming in from Plymouth as well. However, Manchester City had one golden opportunity, that Ilkay Gundogan opportunity, which ended up hitting the inside of the post and bouncing back out. That, to me, should have been the goal, a goal that would have opened up Plymouth, opened up the game, and allowed Manchester City what they wanted from this game, which was the lead, and then forced Plymouth onto the back foot to change their game plan. What we didn't want to do was not be clinical and allow Plymouth a chance to go ahead. And it was very much smash and grab from Plymouth, with one set piece, one shot on target, one shot all game, and they've come away with a goal. And had Manchester City not been more clinical from their set pieces in this game, this could have been a very different matter for Manchester City. And I am going to go as far to say Plymouth have given Manchester City a right old scare when it comes to this FA Cup. But Plymouth are no mugs. They might be sitting in the relegation zone. They might get relegated from the Championship into League One. But the facts are, they went away to Brentford, kept a clean sheet and beat them. We've not beaten Brentford away from home this season. They then played Liverpool at home in the 4th round, kept a clean sheet and won that game. We haven't and won't beat Liverpool this season, but Plymouth have. And then we allowed Plymouth, through not being clinical, to score the opening goal in this game. This could have been very, very tricky for Manchester City. Very tricky indeed. But what we did do very well was put Plymouth under pressure. When we were having spells of dominance, there were spells of dominance, and it looked likely that City were going to score. Now, we could have scored 5 or 6 times in this game, because 29 shots, 9 on target. I'd be expecting City to be coming away with half them opportunities to be converted. So we're talking 4 or 5 goals. We haven't managed to do so. We've relied on set pieces. We've relied on a youngster, Nico O'Reilly, who's improved his physical game this season, bullying defenders. His reading of set piece is very good. That ball in from Kevin de Bruyne for the first goal for Manchester City. It was perfect timing, right on half time. A lovely flicked glanced header. Keeper gets a hand onto it, but it's too much pace, and it's a goal for Manchester City. And it just gives us more of a feel-good factor going in at half time. Now, we had to then wait until the 76th minute to go ahead. I was getting pretty nervous at around the 70th minute mark that there were 20 minutes to go and Plymouth were going to do another smash and grab. And if Plymouth managed to grab the next goal at that important stage that remained 1-1, I think they'd have gone on to have won the game and knocked us out of this competition. That's how close this game was. And again, it's relied on a set piece, a good set piece. City set pieces in this game were very good. And I want to see more of it. It was aggressive. It was refreshing to see. Plymouth wanted a free kick. Nico O'Reilly, he's got hands on the defender. The defender's got hands on him. There's grappling that goes on. It never goes penalised. You don't see penalties given for it. You don't really see free kicks given for it. I see Arsenal doing it a lot. How aggressive is the likes of Gabriel on set pieces? Well, it was refreshing to see City do that. And Nico O'Reilly do that. And he's been incredibly clinical for City, scoring a brace. And it's thanks to Nico O'Reilly's reading of the game and him being clinical that Manchester City have managed to go through here to the quarter-final. It hasn't been fluent. It hasn't been pretty. It's not been, in my opinion, very good from Manchester City. But at the business end of the season, with everything on the line when it comes to silverware for City for the remainder of the season, they've done what they've needed to do. And that is the difference between having that ability to win a major trophy and not. And I'm hoping now that City are going to go from strength to strength in this competition. We're 1 win away from Wembley, we're 2 wins away from the final, and we're 3 wins away from winning the FA Cup. So we're not a million miles away. We're very much in the business end of the season now, and we're doing what we need to do. We've got a week off here where we can focus on reflecting, recovery, and focusing on fitness to try and head into 2 big Premier League games over the next 2 weeks, away against Nottingham Forest and at home against Brighton and Hove Albion, where I'm thinking win both of them games. We're looking good for top 4 football and Champions League football for next season, and looking pretty good for 3rd place as well. And we could dare to even start to look up at Arsenal in 2nd place, in particular if they drop any more points between now and the international break. Full focus for Manchester City, 1 game at a time, 1 week to our next game. They're playing the games every 3 to 4 days for the foreseeable future are done, and we're at an end. We've got what we've wanted, we've got what we've needed to do. We're into the quarterfinals, we're sitting in the top 4 of the Champions League. We've got a job to be done over the next 2 games to make sure we're in a good, strong position heading into and out of the international break, and that's where the focus has to be. In terms of this game, we did grab a 3rd. Erling Haaland should have scored in the one-on-one with the keeper. Good save made from the keeper. In fact, Hazard in goal for Plymouth made several good saves for them. Squares it across for De Bruyne for the tap-in, makes it 3-1, and City go through, and Plymouth's tremendous cup run comes to an end. But not without giving us a scare first end. I do want to wish them all the very best for the remainder of the season. They've got a huge 6-pointer at the bottom of the Championship on Tuesday away against Hull, and hopefully they can get a good positive result. It was refreshing to see the City players, and in particular Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola, embracing not just the Plymouth manager but also showing his respect to the players, having a good conversation with them. I'm sure Pep's going to go and have a bottle of wine with the Plymouth manager now and speak all about tactics, and you never know, the tips and tricks that Pep Guardiola gives them could just be the difference between Plymouth staying in the Championship and Plymouth being relegated to League One. So we'll see what does happen for the remainder of the season for them, but wishing them the best of luck, and their tremendous campaign comes to an end in the FA Cup. I also want to just give a special shout out to all the Plymouth fans. Made some good noise at the Etihad Stadium as well, bringing just under 8,000 fans. For anyone that isn't aware, Plymouth is as far away as you can be when it comes to an away day to Manchester City. There is no team that will travel to the Etihad Stadium this season, or any other season, that will travel further than what Plymouth have travelled to make this game happen. And the fans have travelled in really good numbers, with that game selling out, this away game, on season ticket sales. So a tremendous effort from the Plymouth fans, who I think have fully enjoyed the day, and very nearly saw a huge scalp in Plymouth knocking out Manchester Manchester City. So a tremendous day for them. I'm sure will live long in the memories for them. And now for Plymouth, it's back to reality, and it's all focused for them to see if they can stay in the Championship. For Manchester City, our attention can turn away from the FA Cup once we get the FA Cup draw tomorrow to see who will get in the quarter-final, and attention can turn to the Premier League game, and it'll be really refreshing now to not have to play on Tuesday or Wednesday night or think about things. We've got a full week to focus on rest and recovery. I'm sure the players will have a couple of days off, and we can focus on Nottingham Forest away from home. The only other negative that we had from this game is once more Nathan Ake showing that he's not fully over his injuries, and once more not fit enough, in my opinion, to do 90 minutes, doing just 45 minutes here, limping off at the end of the first half, and I'm sure that'll be Nathan Ake out now, maybe for days to weeks. We'll have to wait and see, but he's just not fully fit, and we're down to the bare bones when it comes to centre-back, so we need to focus on trying to keep, in particular, Ruben Dias, who's carrying a few knocks, as fit as possible heading into the next couple of games, but also ensuring that we're protecting the likes of Vitor Reis, Claudio Khusanov and Josko Gvardiol. I think also starting to feel the wear and tear of the season, so I am a little grateful. This was a big positive. The only positive that I have from us going out of the Champions League is we're not playing every 3 to 4 days. We don't have to worry about fitness so much. We're playing every week, and we can turn our focus to focusing one game at a time, and also working on our fitness in the meantime, and players can have some days off, so fatigue shouldn't be as much of a problem as what it normally would here that we're used to having at the business end of the season. But if you used to say to me, would I rather have that or be in the Champions League, of course I'd still rather be in the Champions League, but here we are. We weren't good enough in the Champions League. We've gone out. It is what it is. We're fighting now to try and finish in the top 4 and get Champions League football for next season, and we're also fighting for a trophy here in the FA Cup, and the journey in the FA Cup still continues for Manchester City, knocking out Plymouth Argyle at the Etihad Stadium by 3-1 with Nico O'Reilly definitely my man of the match. So they'd be my thoughts. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the video. That'd be much appreciated. Do subscribe as well. It is free to subscribe. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Kitbag, where you guys can go and take advantage of that wonderful deal. Remember, £30 for Manchester City's current away top. It's a beauty of a top as well. Do go and check it out. Links and details there in the description. I would appreciate anybody checking out Kitbag, and anyone who does want to purchase that, do make sure you do use my link to do so, as it does help to support the future content created here on my channel. And I'll see you all again real soon for the next one. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Please, 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 Etihad Stadium, Preston North End, the only team outside of the Premier League left in the competition, and it has a more personal feel for me because my brother Mick Sid, my partner channel, Preston North End season ticket holder, we want to do a very special video. Manchester City, my team, against his team, against Preston North End in the quarter-final. It would be a thing of beauty. Please, please, I want it to happen. It's never happened. I want it to happen. I hope it can. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Ciao for now.